Hello there, and welcome to Roll on the Adventure. We're back, and we're going to be playing Polisurgy, or attempting to, a game of creating cities and battling against an evil empire of some description. Today I've got with me Ed.
Hello.
Chris.
Hiya.
And Amy.
Hi there, as always.
And I think that's cue the intro. Roll, roll, roll,
Roll,
roll, roll, roll, roll, roll, roll, roll, roll,
roll
the adventure.
The adventure is here.
Roll on the adventure.
Definitely.
That actually worked a bit more than usual.
That's because I tried. Look, definitely. I just that's it. That's our new lyric. It's just definitely right at the end.
Definitely. I did like the adventure is here. That was quite good.
Adventure is here. Definitely.
Here all the time, whether you want it or not.
You have no choice in the amount of adventure being brought forward.
Watching, waiting, there's always adventure.
Oh god.
Lurking in the shadows, waiting for quest.
Now, after making this podcast sound quite malevolent, Ed, do you want to explain what we're going to be doing today?
I will try my very best. So, we have made a lovely little game, which we call Polisurgy. And the theory is what happens if you were cities. 3 small city-states which had to come together to band against a very large city-state, which is swelled into power out of nowhere. So the very basic premise is you A, have a city. B, you have your theme of a city. And C, you have a principled line of which you shall not cross. This is your city identity. And with any luck, all goes well, and the evil empire is brought back, hopefully collapsing on its own, because they're evil, and that's what evil does. In bad situations, you'll gain instability, which will lead to riots and other such fun stuff. Because instability has always been known for good things, but not today. We're breaking the mold.
Way. Right then. So, do we want to create our cities first before we learn who the evil empire are, or are you going to enlighten us on our foe first?
Well, the evil empire came after your small city-states, didn't it? So I would think character creation is probably best.
So are we going to go for like the sort of Greek sort of style thing?
Because that would work.
Are we
It depends.
gonna go for
That's a
something
player
later?
choice.
I'm asking the other players.
That's good.
Oh,
I'm just here.
I like that idea, yeah.
It makes sense for us all being next to each other.
So we're going to be like sort of Greek city-states.
And it makes sense for all of us being in close geographic proximity. We're all next.
Yeah. So like, I forgot the name of the League of City-States.
The Peloponnesian.
That's the one. Cool. So, I mean, does that make Ed Troy?
Troy?
Yes.
What? No, it makes me Persia.
I mean, the idea is you get defeated rather than like
Exactly.
absolutely
Come on
screw
now.
them.
I have some hope for you guys. Jesus. My horrible streak of being a malevolent DM with 5 character deaths in 5 sessions is spreading. It's terrible. They really... I tried so hard to keep them alive, but the ungrateful munchkins. So, back on topic. Do you have names for your cities?
I was thinking of some sort of Acropolis. So we have the current... I don't know. They're not classes, are they? They're like city types, I suppose. What are we going to call? What did we call them?
I believe it's called. If I just scroll onto this, for I have many tabs open. It was. God. Scrolling down. Yeah, we just call them 7 types because we're very, very.
Just,
categories
or city types, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't sound like grand enough, does it? Really?
No, it doesn't. It would probably be something like it would be a city function. It would be a
archetypes.
Archetypes kind of works. It's like type, but sounds better.
Yeah. Well, there is a name for a city which is known for a certain thing, which would be better, but I can't remember it off the top of my head because
I guess
plebeian.
that archetype.
Yeah.
Oh,
so the archetypes that we currently have are River Town, which have a river going down the middle. They start with some docks and they can grow outwards. There's a Holy Town, which it looks like that's main function is to spam cathedral. There is Pleasure Town, which is its main thing is that it's really free in what it can do.
Yeah.
It can add basically any building.
It is
and
Burning
they
Man
can
with
go
structure. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
we have the Iron Town, which is all about a fortress and kind of building out from
Building
that,
out from that.
and slowly building rings. We have the Star Town. Oh, that's the one with the astronomy tower.
Yeah.
Yes. And has to build outwards from that.
Oh yeah, whoa, that's a hard map. And we have the Judgment Town, which has a courthouse, and it has to spread out. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do 4 rounds of building on the base archetype. Each one you get 2 buildings, unless you're a pleasure town, in which case you only get 1, but you can whack it wherever.
Yeah.
And you also get to colour in 2 squares with one of the styles that we said earlier. So, does anyone have a city style that they would like to claim?
I'm personally interested in trying the Pleasure Town out, just because it sounds weird and wonderful.
Yeah, so less buildings, but you can put them even places they don't make sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to put an embassy on a military square, yes, you can.
Oh my goodness, I would adore that. Please give your military lines an opera.
So, yeah, it's like if you really want to put your theatre in the middle of an industrial zone, you can, which is like a weird thing.
God, that is the New York City, isn't it? Of we don't have enough room. That goes there. That doesn't fit there. It does now.
Okay. I think I kind of want to do Holy Town and just spam profits.
Do it, man.
See how that goes, yeah.
So you can tell what my actions are largely going to be. I'm going to be the sort of info giver.
Mea culpa, child. Mea culpa.
I'll take Rivertown, as it's in theory supposed to be the kind of standardish baseline. See how that goes.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that's good. Right, so everyone note down your town type.
Yep.
Holy Town.
Hopefully drawing mine on paper.
I will be very badly doing a Word document.
Cracking.
Yeah, we didn't print these off beforehand because we're not that organised or smart.
Surprising. I'm surprised no one's pulled out some hex maps. You'd think at least one of us.
I do have some at home.
I think I have some.
I've got some somewhere, but I don't know where they are. So they're in one of my drawers of papers.
As is the nature of hex map, we can never find them.
Of course. The more useful a thing is, the more you can't find it. Just sand.
So yeah, so I get to do. I get to build one building per turn. It's got to go on an occupied it's got to go near something, doesn't it? On my one, no, it doesn't say wherever.
Yeah,
so it has to go on a reasonable square.
Yeah.
So my first expansion is that I also get to choose one of a cathedral, an astronomy tower, or an academy.
Yes.
Right. How much do we want to push me to be doing? Profit
spam.
Yeah, profit spam. How much am I doing intel for you guys?
Let's see. I've got gardens, embassy, and coliseum, as well as I believe any other building.
So I get to choose astronomy tower or academy, and I'm thinking if I take cathedral, I can use that to reduce instability. But if I take the astronomy tower and I've got a load of profits, I can just overwhelm with sheer amounts of knowing everything.
I know exactly what they're going to do. You are going to sneeze now. Shush. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, up to you, man.
So, I am probably going to, play down a load of profits and, possibly a couple of astronomy towers. I am going to play very heavily against any sort of military or anything else.
Okay.
Are people cool with that?
Yep, fine with that.
Right, so I'm going to take the astronomy tower, and I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that to the north, just in case it matters. Because some of the enemy actions are going to be able to affect buildings adjacent to others, aren't they? Or ones at the outskirts.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yeah.
Cool. And they are both going to be on. Can I put my astronomy tower on an academic square, or does it have to be religious? I know prophets should be religious. Ed?
Oh, that would be me. Let's see. Astronomy tower on a academic square?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Astronomy for me.
Okay, cool. So I'm putting a religious square under my starting prophet. I'm putting an academic square under my astronomy tower, and that's my first one done. My original setup done.
Awesome sauce.
Okay. Chris, I guess you go next.
Okay, so I'm
Passing the book there, Amy.
Rivertown, rather. So after hurriedly drawing out hex grid, so I have rivers down the center. I start with the docks adjacent to the river. My thing is that I can build up faster around the river, slower elsewhere, and I start with either a shipyard, a bazaar, or a courthouse. So considering I start with the docks, I think I'm going to take a bazaar for...
Oh, you're percentiling it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we might generally, as a group, be tending possibly a bit towards the non-military and lots of social /
I mean, as long as someone has an embassy, we should be okay.
I was about to say that'd be a terrible time. It's like, wow, we got all these things to share. Can you?
Yeah, all our things share like among ourselves, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yes, I'm going to be taking a bazaar.
Okay.
So the bazaar is obviously going to be mercantile, or on a mercantile X rather. Scribbling this down onto my paper. Idea awful. Cool. Sorry, just reading through the document to make sure I've got everything.
I like the way you're pretending this is a rule set that makes sense.
Of course.
There's like words in there that form sentences and stuff.
Oh, I've got a river. I've got river access. Does everyone have river access?
I do.
I think everyone at least has a little bit.
Yeah, everyone has. Well, mine's like way off in a corner.
Yeah, I think there's some events that are sort of do stuff to things built by the river.
All right. Nice.
So I think there's interactions that way, in theory, maybe.
It has been a while since we wrote this stuff down, and it's kind of half finished. So we're really playing out a lot of ideas here, which is great fun.
And everyone's just had various frantic life stuff going on by the sound of things. So yeah.
So it's just good to be playing again with you guys.
I know.
Next, yeah. Yep. So I've got my bazaar, which is mercantile, and my docks. Is there anything else I need to do?
You need to choose one of a shipyard, a bazaar, or courthouse, and you need to put whatever square you were going to put under your docks.
Yep, done that.
So you should have 2 like coloured squares, with buildings on them.
Yes.
Cool.
Right. I have zero idea what I'm doing.
So your one says you get to choose a gardens, an embassy, or a coliseum. You get
based on what?
And you get to put down under the 2 things you have buildings on. You need to put like a type of square
under the 2. Sorry, could you?
So you should have one. So on the map, it should have one building that's already filled in.
Yep, theatre.
And then you get the choice of one of those 3 other buildings listed.
It begins.
Was that Chris?
Of course it was.
Well,
I can't edit that now because we all burst out laughing.
Leave this unedited.
But yeah, so right, and below that one you put another type of building, which is one
so
of those
so you've got a theatre, and you can put a gardens or embassy or coliseum, and because you're Pleasure Town, it can go
anywhere.
Wherever.
Okay, how does location like affect things?
Some things can. Oh god, if memory serves, some things kind of affect adjacent buildings, like giving them extra bonuses and things.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, so considering we've been saying we need an embassy, I'm going to go against my initial plan, which is just put a bunch of colosseums down. All the fighting. And now I'm going to do an embassy, and the embassy is going to be on the very bottom left corner. So
I mean, you don't need a million embassies.
I am disappointed that your city isn't just becoming straight up Thunderdome. That upsets me.
I mean, there's going to be like one serious building, and the rest of it's just going to be a clusterfuck.
That's what I want to hear. Grand.
But yeah, I believe the embassy. So I didn't have to say it's a certain type of tile.
Yeah.
Which in this case will probably be industrial, I guess.
Oh, so it's quite it's all about like getting things made, basically.
Yeah, I
About
would say
getting
so, because we don't have a
materials.
political or like leader square, so I guess industrial's the best one idea I have.
Fair enough.
All right, I believe that's it. Yeah.
So it's mostly an embassy for talking to like the local villages and stuff like that, not other big cities.
Yeah, it's basically the entrance to the madness. Like once you get past this point, it's like no one will leave this place ever.
It's the outward face of like, oh yes, hi, we're a lovely friendly group here. Mind your way past Hall Street, down by Crack Alley.
Yeah, basically.
Who doesn't love going down Crack Alley?
Right
Crack
then,
Alley is where it's at. That's where the halls are.
All right, so
How common is no misnomer?
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to put another profit near my original profit.
Classic.
I'm going to take that as a religious square, obviously. I'm going to take another religious square. And I am going to put a... Actually, I'm going to wait till the next turn before building a cathedral. Because we've really got like a couple of cathedrals. And I kind of want to put the cathedral near the river. Because I think
fair.
that's cool, right?
Damn
It's like
right.
stop
I
having
see
a
it.
shipyard. That's just crazy talk.
No, you get to worship the water. It's all there. Untapped demographic.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've only got
people,
one
fish,
space next to a
people.
river square, so like I can't have like a submerged profit.
Submerged profit.
Look, if you believe hard enough, you could.
Oh, God.
Depends how true your faith is.
If you can preach from on top of the water, yeah.
I'm gonna put like a gardens down. It's like a religious contemplation garden.
Nice.
Oh, I'm about that.
Yeah, so I can use that to like recover instability.
I'm enjoying that this game is half Civilization, half Sims. This is my perfect brain.
I mean, this is just card gen, though. I think it's gonna get a lot less.
Oh yeah,
Simsy
definitely.
after
You're probably going to
this.
get messy.
Oh, trust me, yeah.
That's your
Okay.
job to make it get messy.
So, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's my 2 squares filled in and my 2 buildings built.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yep. So, Chris, what are you gonna do?
Cool. So my special thing is I have to build out from the river, but as long as I'm adjacent to that, well, on the adjacent square hexes to that, I can build 2 things a turn. So I'm going to just try and get those filled in. So on one empty river adjacent hex, I'm going to build a shipyard to get all of the.
Ooh, we've actually got boats. That's good.
I had a docks. That's boat
I mean, it makes a
adjacent.
lot of sense. Mercantile or?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the mercantile for that. And for my second building, just to branch out a bit from the purely boaty boat face.
Market? Oh, sorry, bazaar?
I've already got one of those. That was my free starting building.
Ah, right.
So you've already got an embassy, haven't you, Amy?
Yes, I do.
We can have more than one between us.
It's entirely
It's
fine.
I'm not sure whether to double down on the same things or go for a broad stretch. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for an embassy as well. I think I'll go for an embassy as well.
Awesome. Okay.
Embassy.
So do you get to build another thing as well as that because you built out from the river?
The shipyard was the first. The embassy was the second.
I see. Makes sense.
Right,
Okay.
Amy?
So me again. I'm going to build a Colosseum because who doesn't want some severed head with their Ovid, and I'm going to put it right next to the theatre.
Yeah.
So you are just going for the Thunderdome approach.
Yeah, basically.
It's the best one.
Breads and circuses.
All right.
So you
And
get to
I'm-
fill in two. You still get to fill in 2 squares though, but you only get 1 building.
Yeah, how do you fill in 2 squares without having 2 buildings?
Well, one of them becomes like mercantile, academic, military, cultural, industrial, or religious. But
Makes sense.
because it's like an inhabited district, it doesn't have a special building.
Oh, I see. So you have districts and then the buildings in those
Yeah.
districts.
Mhm.
Right, okay. So the Colosseum, I'm going to say, I'm stuck between military and cultural because it's kind of both.
It depends if it's for the martial prowess of the nation, I guess, or for fun.
I'm going to say military because they got the
Ah,
theatre next to
nice.
it, so that can be cultural, I guess.
We
Okay.
have some
Um,
military. It's good.
And then I'm
One
just going to
military.
put military next to that because I think I have another slot I can fill in, just not put a building in yet.
It's like, wait, so you've got an embassy on military, sorry, on industrial, and military, and a military coliseum next to it. Is your primary industry mercenaries?
Maybe. I mean, I put the Colosseum next to the theatre currently,
Cool.
so Thunderdome.
Yes.
So I put Colosseum and I put military as being that space, I guess. And then do I put the district in another space as well?
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to put next to that another military thing. I'm going to put some barracks there.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay, that's the end of my turn.
So is it back to me?
Yep.
Mhm.
Cool. So I am next to my academic spot where I've got my astronomy tower. I am going to put another academic place, and I am going to. Oh no, I kind of want my library near my cathedral. Oh, that's awkward. I'm putting a cathedral near the river. That I'm definitely doing
Okay.
because I think cathedral by the river is pretty nice. And then next to my existing academic district, I am going to put another academic district. Oh, what do I put there? I might put another garden. Oh no! Wait, do I have to? No, I have to play. I have to play cathedral. I don't have to play a prophet. Sorry, I'm just going to check my thing. Oh no, it's cathedral or prophet.
Yes, it's one or
Yeah.
the other.
Right, is anyone ever going to have another cathedral?
Not really.
Right, I am going to put another. I'm going to change that. That's going to be a religious square, and I'm going to put another prophet down. So I've done cathedral and prophet this time.
All holy, all the
I'm just going to put like 4 prophets in the middle of my city.
They call it For Profit Square.
Yes. Oh, the puns.
Question mark, profits. That is my next turn. Is question mark, profits. Anyway, so
Okay.
Chris,
Okay. So I'm gonna. So I still have river adjacent hexes, so I can build 2 things again. Starting to basically fill all those up though. So I've already got a bizarre. So I think I'm going to go for another docks just in case something happens to the first one.
cool.
But this one is going to be military rather than mercantile.
All right.
A bit more fighty rather than purely traders' ships or something.
So yeah, we have like 3 of each building. The free ones don't count.
Yeah. And then because of all of the trade and so forth, I now have coming through in theory. Has anyone got? Have we already got the academy yet?
I don't have an academy.
Neither do I.
Cool. I'll have a Riverside Academy as well.
Is it a military academy? Is it a cultural academy?
Cultural.
Ooh, having culture.
What is culture?
So yeah, so that's on the opposite side of the river to the embassy. It's all very civilized, I'm sure.
Fair enough. All right, so I get to build something again. Gosh, what am I gonna do? I kind of want to go more Thunderdome, so There is now a fortress next to my river.
Hell yes! Oh, excited.
I like this.
I like
And
this a
that's going to
lot.
be military. And then I have another square I can fill in with some type of thing, but I don't have a building yet. So I'm just going to put next to the theatre another culture square.
All right.
All right.
So, do we have one more round of this?
I believe so. This is the fourth round.
Indeed.
Cool. So we had an intro and we've had 3 rounds, so it means we've got 8 squares filled. So we get one last round before the end, right?
Yeah.
So I have another prophet. Oh no, sorry. I put down a religious square with a cathedral in it. I did this beforehand and I forgot which was what. Put a religious square down next to my original cathedral with another cathedral in it. And I put down an academic square with a library next to my astronomy tower.
Okay.
Because you've got to link up districts unless you're the pleasure town.
Yeah.
My town makes no
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, you don't have to make sense. That's your superpower.
You just have people kind of drifting by and setting stuff up. Like Ed said, it's basically Burning Man. Turn around and all of a sudden there's a load of hippies who just built a coliseum somewhere.
Cool. So yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, I no longer have 2 river adjacent hexes, so I can only build one thing this turn.
Ooh.
Yep. So I am going to, just in case things get hairy, build a fortress overlooking my shipyard and docks,
Oh, nice.
and that is going to be
So have you got 2 fortresses now?
no, just one. Yeah,
Oh no, it's Amy's
Yeah.
got the other Riverside Fortress.
that is going to be military.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Okay, so
Oh, Chris, you still get to fill in the other square. You just don't get to
Oh,
put
yes.
building on it.
yep,
So
you have to do exactly what I do.
For my last river adjacent square, because I put my fortress not river adjacent, I'm going to preemptively fill that in as being mercantile.
Okay.
I just realised my
merchant.
extra profit in the last one was illegal. I've got my extra cathedral, so I'm going to have to put it
Illegal
extra profit.
preaching. Oh, no.
No, so
This
I've had
isn't-
to just move it a square.
Yeah.
This isn't Pro League Polisurgy, I'm sure.
So I have one more building I can put down. I kind of want to continue to do military and just be like, I am the fighty town.
I love the way you're like the pleasure town that's just full of murderous psychos.
It's like Gladiator Spring Break.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any of the like academy and academic stuff because fuck that.
You're literally just Immortan Joe's place. Just you have one river which no one can get addicted to.
What would Immortan and Joe do?
Basically, yeah. I mean, I can only build one thing. So building ships is kind of an issue because I can have a shipyard but no docks, or docks and no ships.
I mean, a shipyard will allow you to move people in, right? If you've got anything else adjacent to the river.
I've only got, so the river currently has adjacent to it the theatre and the fortress. It's got 1 tile left.
I mean, shipping military stuff into a fortress makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to create a docks, I guess.
All right.
Oh, not a shipyard.
Well, I mean, presumably you need docks to do a shipyard.
Not really. I mean, if you're not shipping goods,
Separate buildings. Yeah.
Then I'll put the shipyard a bit away from the river because otherwise there'll be no connection to the river.
Hmm.
Like, a docks can't connect onto dry land and still be a docks.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put a shipyard underneath the fortress and next to the other military tile I have. And I guess that's military? I don't know. I mean, it can be both, but I'm just going to say it's military in this case.
cool.
And then I have a final tile I can put somewhere, which I'm going to say there is one more culture tile next to the theatre.
Okay.
So the theatre is the only cultural thing in this city at the moment, but there's a lot of room to build.
Yeah. I don't know how much of a punishment that one building per is going to be. It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll see. Like, that's kind of why I played this, because I'm just like, I'm used to losing games, so this is fine. All right.
Right then.
So how many buildings should everyone have? Buildings and tiles.
I've got 8.
I've got 7.
I have 9 tiles, but only 1, 2, 3, 5 buildings.
Sounds about right.
That includes the one I started with, so the theatre was one I had for free.
Yeah, I think you're like there's a tile that's randomly not there, but oh well, we'll manage.
Yeah. I'll throw it in somewhere. Don't worry.
No, I think you've got an extra one somewhere.
Oh,
Don't worry about it. I think
Oh.
it'll be fine.
Shrug. It'll be fine. Let's go.
Right then.
Mm.
So,
So-
Ed,
What are your city's names? Important things.
Oh no.
I
Well,
mean,
you
I've got
know-
4 prophets. And so I'm going to be Holy Cross.
All right, we have Holy Cross.
Cool. Okay.
I feel I should just roll with the theme of my area. So I'm going to call it the Thunder Domus.
The Thunder Domus.
Domus.
I
Isn't Domus Latin for home?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Latin qualification.
Oh yes, Chris. What about you? What's your-
GCSE, totally worth it. Blue water, because it's a town on the
My
river.
goodness. Right, and then we got Blue Cross.
God.
So
Oh, no.
I think that should be most of what we need to get started. Yes.
Hopefully.
So let me read you in my somewhat.
Oh no, we need lines first.
Oh, lines, of course. That's a very good thing.
Oh
So,
yeah, we need lines we won't cross.
what is the line
yeah.
that your city will not cross, no matter what is presented before them?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Do we have any examples of like what a line is?
Okay, so for example, never not acting. We must always act, even if it's our own detriment. We have to act. We're an active town.
I like that idea. I'm going to take that one actually.
I'm just so good. Yeah, there's no problem. So,
We got hyped up Murder Town.
Right. I think that Holy Cross is a meddling city.
grand.
So my first line is going to be: we must steer the others in the right direction.
Okay, steer others in the right direction.
I'm going to put 3 points into that.
I'll tell you what, if we do it one line at a time and then loop back around if you want more.
And then we can build up, yeah.
In the right. So I'm writing this down because I'm in a terrible state. I can't spell, so that squiggle that says direction. I know what it means. Chris, what's your line?
Yes. So as a trade town, we're always trying to open up lines of communication and keep them open rather than burn everything to the ground. So my first line is: we must always try and talk things out.
Okay. So would you say diplomacy before aggression?
Yeah, that's probably a pithier way of
So
putting it.
you have to try diplomacy before you try an act of aggression. Is that your line
Yeah.
or okay? Diplomacy. Right, back to Amy.
All right, so more lines for my thing to not pass.
So the idea is that you can have more lines, and the idea is that if you succeed in keeping your oaths, you get more rewards for it. But obviously, the more oaths you have, the easier it is to break them, and then that's when bad things happen. You get instability.
Yeah.
How
So it's a
bad would
choice.
it be? How bad would it be to have a line directly in conflict with another person's?
Good.
I tell you what, that would be hilarious, and you should do it.
Because when you actually break a line, you do get instability. But if you've built up for it, as in like arguing with someone, things like that, you do get quite a lot of points to use right now. You
Yeah.
get to do things while
Okay.
you're breaking that line that you get like to activate more buildings, that kind of stuff.
Well then, sorry Chris, but I'm going to do war, not words.
All right.
Ah.
Or
Yeah.
not words.
I never trust Murder Town.
Nope.
I was about to say.
I believe their name is Thunder Domus.
Who won Sparta Town now? David, would you like a second
My
line?
second one is we honor the ancient ways. So if I say something's an ancient way,
Okay.
I can't go back on that later.
Okay, so keep traditions is what I'm going to put down here. So if you label something a tradition, you
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, you can't.
because I can use that as an excuse to build this up.
Yes.
And then if I then get turned back on one, then
All right, I like that. Okay, Chris, one more. Optional one more, I should say.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying something a bit more magically, I think. So, something like the river must keep flowing. So not kind of the river. There should always be. We can't just blockade the river or just stop trading and so forth. We need to.
oh, that's cool.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So there are several incidents of things which can happen to this river. So if that happens and you go to the war room stage, it was the case of the river must be fixed. Absolutely. For the love of God.
You can't abandon that. That's cool.
All right, grand. That's 2 for everyone.
I've put 3 points into my first one, 2 points into the second one, and I've got a third one, which is the prophets speak the word of the gods. So my city is a bit arrogant. And,
Really?
just a little bit. I've got 4 prophets, mate. You know.
I mean, that's more profits than anyone's ever seen.
Apart from possibly Chris.
Have we hit peak profit?
Not yet. There's always more profit to come.
I mean, there is a. I could take an action.
Just unleash the profit spam.
I mean, it's just going to be the best thing is if I get repurposed and I just turn all my profits into something else.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly all of your profits are...
You say that, but it takes one thing like something messes with your profits or something like that and you're in trouble.
Oh, totally, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Excitement. All right.
Revelations.
Yeah.
On the chart, 1 building turns into a profit. I'll take 3 instability.
Yeah.
Buy gardens.
It's exciting times.
This is going to be fun.
I've put 4 points into my first one, I Must Always Act, and 2 into War Not Words.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then...
I've just put 3 points in each.
Okie dokie dokie. So, 5, 6. Grand. Now, we are riding a bit by the seat of our trousers, so if I ever stumble or ask for help, if you guys can just remind me, because once again, I'm a bit doped up on paracetamol, then that'd be grand. If not, are we ready to start?
Ready when you are.
Grand. So, once there were 3 lovely small city-states. Some of them got along a lot better than others. There's the wonderful, proud and noble people of Holy Cross, whose lovely religious teachings, they would say, brought forth a better way. Others would disagree. Thunderdomus, brutal, militaristic, but a damn good time. Described by the Thunderdomus people and no one else. And of course, Blue Cross, a simple samurai river, just trying to get by and trying to appease its neighbours and stop all that war.
And actually be sensible at people.
Being sensible.
Yep.
For there was a good many years that these city-states were being built. It was uncomfortably tense. But it became even more tense when the Thri Keen Empire showed up. Started with a few messengers saying, send tribute. You send them packing. Started with, send tribute over here. And you realise, that was unfortunately close. It wasn't long before you realised that the Thri Keen Empire was right at your doorstep. War-hungry, howling for blood, yet a bit savvier than most empires. They seem to have subterfuge, not mastered, but definitely adept at it. Just enough to keep you on edge.
Ooh.
Just enough to give you desperate measures, like, I don't know, working together?
I mean, they'll see the light eventually.
So, whether by fate, foolhardiness, or a little bit of both, your 3 city-states have formed together to attempt to either withstand or push back, possibly, against this Thri Keen threat.
Yeah.
So,
right. So, my initial plan is going to be to leverage a lot of my religious squares and do some scrying, funnily enough.
Okay. I just trying to find the tab which describes what the buildings do.
Which tab?
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find it.
There isn't one.
There isn't. Okay.
We have no idea what the buildings do.
We're
Let's figure
winging
this
it.
out.
We're winging it. All right,
Narrative
scrying.
Fluff. rather
No
than
problem.
just
So you
mechanic.
want to essentially call on your oracles to try and see what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. All right.
I would like to know what the Thri Keen Empire are up to, and I'm going to pump. How much do you reckon for a divination? Is it 3 points?
Yeah, 3 sounds about right.
Okay, cool.
It's expensive, but once again, info is important.
Yeah, so I'm going to scry what 2 of their actions are. When you put them down, I will pick which 2 I want to scry.
Grand. Which play sheet 1? Yeah,
Yep.
play sheet 1. Okay, so we just put Empire actions.
Yeah, so they go down as numbers. We get
Yes.
to know that there's something there, but not what they are.
Grand.
I'm going to turn 2. I'm going to turn 2 of those into things we know what they are. But obviously, I need to know where they are first.
I'm going to put that number there, and I'm going to put this number. Taps. Going to put this number here.
Ooh.
Okay, so those are the 2 numbers which the Empire will take.
You get like 6 actions. So.
6 actions. All right, the Empire's going to take a lot more. Empire's going to take far more than that. That's all good then. So I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to.
But obviously, if I know which ones, if there's ones that I want to buff, or remove, then I need to know.
So what I'll say is, you can find out, you can convert any one of these numbers when I put them in, and I will literally tell you what that number then means.
Okay, so I've got a library. Who wants some academic boost? Anyone?
No learning on this side.
I was planning on using a
Chris.
similar-ish, well, rather than rely on the faith of the gods and so forth, on the somewhat more mundane strategy of get some merchants and see what they're actually doing, what they want, that sort of thing. So rather than making sacrifices to the gods, let's just try and actually see what's going on and how crazy or otherwise this empire is.
I mean, are we just going to spend all our first round scrying? We might want to do something about some of it.
Well, what has the empire actually done other than basically gone, asked us for stuff and we've gone,
As of yet, that's all it's done.
Fair
We'll
enough.
figure it out. Let's just do scrying for now, because we can't fight against them. We don't know what it's doing.
So, yeah, I'm going to, under the guise of sending some merchants to open up trade delegations and so forth, also send, along with them, some guys from my embassy, along with a couple of covert military advisors and so forth to try and see what's going on, if they're building up an attack fleet or what.
Right. Ed?
Yes?
Is there anything going on 14?
14?
Lucky number 14.
No, nothing has gone on 14 yet.
Yes, so I'm going to use my astronomy tower. I'm going to put 2 points into it.
Sure.
So I'm going to replace riots with I get 1 extra academics next turn.
Okay. Sure. So if you put that into the player action of 14, if we roll 14, you get your player action instead. No problema.
I mean, I technically get it as well, but I've got doubles of most of my buildings, so I'm all right. Well, the one that matters is profits.
Yeah.
So,
half
my buildings don't work, but I've doubled up on a lot of them, so it's not a massive hit for me.
I was about to say, what I've thought happens, correct me if I'm wrong, is that if you roll base and there's nothing on it, base happens.
Yeah.
If one player or the Empire puts it on, the base is replaced by whichever one it is.
Fair.
If both put it on, then both those things happen, and you both deal with the fallout.
Cool. I am going to scry what they've put over Festival.
Festival. That's number 2. Okay, so that would be... I'm just going to use the old copy and paste here. Show you what they're planning. They are planning force a trade concession.
Oh, nice. So we know that's there. Chris, you might want to deal with that.
Yes, that sounds like something that my guys probably have found out.
Okay,
Well, I
so
mean,
if you want,
I've told
yeah.
you.
I was about to say, I think that if you have that trade delegation going, you can put that down as trying to stop that nonsense.
Yep, that would seem an appropriate action.
Yeah.
Uh,
But so you now know that if 2 ever goes on the board, you now know that is a trade concession.
Do we? Is that always going to be? Should we always know that?
I would say at the beginning of each game we can shift up the numbers, but
Okay,
when you learn a thing, you can be sensible and smart about it.
that's fair.
Yeah, and then if you obviously you play it again, you just change up the numbers so it can't be the same thing. It's like, oh well, I know what a 2 is. It's 2 can now be something else.
Amy,
All right.
are there any of the enemy ones that you would like to know what they are first?
So the ones that we have numbers on, I'm guessing, is what I can look at.
Yeah. Well, I can reveal one for you, so I'm asking which one you'd like.
Did you
I'm
not
gonna-
reveal the trade concession?
No, I did that twice. I've got 6 religious squares.
Oh God, right? Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. With your
all the
lunacy.
goddamn
Yeah.
prophets.
I kind of want to look at 5.
Okay, yeah.
5. Right. Bum. Nope, they didn't copy properly.
Another forced trade concession.
So many forced trade. They're just trade happy. No.
That'd be amazing.
Oh,
raiding party. Oh man, can you use your military thing to like give them some sort of horrendous defeat
I
if
mean,
they try that?
my plan was to kick their ass. So.
All right.
You're definitely
Sweet.
the best placed for that because we've only got 2 military, but I think you've got more.
But it's a lot more than me, guys.
Right.
Well, you can send some of your mad ranters. I'm sure they'll deal with them.
New name for prophet is definitely the Mad Ranter.
I'm wondering how you defeat a raiding party, because I'm guessing using the fortress, because that makes the most sense.
Well, technically, if you put anything over it, then you just send you'll replace that.
Right. So
The idea is that if you put something down, like you could just say, ambush the raiding party using your military, and if you put points into the military, then yeah, done.
Because we know that they're there. Yeah,
Exactly.
they're coming.
Okay, so I guess that's what I'm gonna do. How many points do I have to put into something?
How many military did you have?
I have. Is this including tiles?
That's your number of tiles. Yeah.
Okay, that is 4. I have 4 points.
Is that enough for a big battle, Ed? Or is
I was
that
about to say
enough for a
raiding party is a
party?
small battle, so I say 2.
Yep.
So,
okay, that's
yeah.
fine. So I'm gonna put 2 into that, I guess.
So if they roll that, they'll instead get 2 instability.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Cool.
yes, that's what I'm gonna do, I guess.
Right. Did anyone bring a lot of D20?
I have an online dice
I
roll.
can go and grab
I have one right here in my hand.
Yeah.
Almost like you planned.
Yeah. Don't make such horrific accusations against me. All right. So, how many
Right.
times do we roll on this table? Just once, or?
We roll once for each of us and one extra, I believe.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
4.
So one per player plus an empire one. Great.
Yeah.
So first one, 20. God, I need to keep
20.
this dice for this one.
Right, has everyone made all their actions? Because I think Chris has only made, like, one action.
He might be saving it up. You never know.
Are you saving stuff for next turn, Chris?
At the moment, I've done counter trade negotiations in the case of them trying to extort forced trade.
And how many
concessions.
percentile would that have cost you?
3.
How many do you have total?
3.
Right, so that's all your trade stuff. Do you want to do anything using your other things?
So I also sent out, using my embassy, some cultural ambassadors effectively to talk to them and see what the hell's going on.
So is that like 3 points and you're going to reveal an empire action, or
So I've only got 2 points of culture, but
does that mean you can force them to reveal one next turn?
that would seem to make sense, yeah. Or kind of build up a pool and then next turn that will be large enough to reveal one.
Fair.
Okay. So does everyone have as many actions as they could reasonably spend their points on?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Hence why I've done two scryings and one
Yeah.
put the stash academics thing into the list.
Grand.
Okay.
So, do you want me to roll for each of you, or do you want to roll your own dice and all that stuff?
Well, we roll them as a pool, then we spread them out. I think.
Yeah, so roll them all at the same time, and then we'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, there's a natural 20 on my end.
Well,
Okay.
I know it's not.
20.
Yeah, but it's just a 20.
Right.
But it's a
Okay,
force of habit.
I lose my. Someone is going to lose their actions, and another player gains like
Gains 2
actions.
actions.
Okay, so let's get the rolls.
So yeah,
so
I'll
we've got
write
a
these down on the
20.
bottom of my paper. There's a 20. There's a 13. Was that?
I just rolled a 12.
12.
7.
2 12s. Oh no, 7. So 20, 12, 7, and one more.
Oh, we hit an enemy one.
Yeah, we did.
What did you get?
I got the 20. Chris got the 12. You got
I'm
the 7.
asking what purple got, because purple
Oh,
has
I've not
sorry.
rolled a
the same
dice.
number.
Someone else roll.
I'll roll for you on your behalf. 8.
Okay. So
20,
someone
12,
loses
7.
one action.
Mm-hmm.
Someone gives their actions to someone else. The Empire get to pick what happens on the 12. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
'cause it's theirs.
Yep.
And what was the other one?
7 and 8.
Cool.
So,
Someone gets an extra action.
and then someone loses an action. There's both accelerated proceedings and bureaucracy.
I reckon we should just pile I think we should honestly pile a crap ton of points onto Amy, and so she gets all my actions next turn, and like one of Chris's, or maybe if Chris wants to take that,
So
and
since
we
you get...
just actually, yeah. So what did 10 turn into?
Let me tell you right now. 10 is an angry diplomat. No embassies can be used until he is appeased. So,
Oh, big bugger.
yes.
I've got a cool idea, guys.
Well,
Okay.
as the diplomat comes crashing down, he has found out about the wonderful Thunderdomus attack on his raiding party. He insists that it wasn't a raiding party at all. This was just a hunting party, which has been ambushed for no reason. And he's leaving. He is threatening all sorts of warfare. Or a consensus of 10 points in the next 3 turns.
Block.
Total.
Yeah, so a total of 3 points between you all.
3
or
points on.
10 points. Total of 10
Question.
points.
That's a ridiculous amount of points.
That's what he's
Question.
demanding.
Does this official need to be alive? I mean, we could just say he died. Traveling's very dangerous.
You would have to take your actions on your next turn to deal with however you see fit.
Amy,
Yes.
you've got my actions.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm killing the diplomat.
Okie dokie.
So you have, I've got, so if you get to pass actions to other people, does it have to be of the same type?
I'd say no.
So yeah, you've got a 6-point action and a 2-point action.
Okay, so I have 6 points and a 2-point. Does it matter what type of action they are, or just that they're action points?
Oh, they will probably have to still be religious stuff.
No, all right. So yeah, as long as you can swing it as religious or academic for the 2-point.
Do you
Come
actually
on,
have
so-
any religious or
Let's have
academic
Thunderdomus get religious.
tiles?
So,
I can lend you a prophet to go lead a crusade if you want.
Oh no. And what was the other one? So there was religion 6 and culture 2.
Academic too.
Thank you.
Also, someone has to lose an action and gain an action.
Mm-hmm. These do not have to be the same people.
Yeah.
I mean, at
So
that
we
point,
could
the
just have
person's...
them-
Well, I can't lose an action, so I can't take that.
Indeed.
Chris, do you want to take that? Because it's literally just cancels out.
I was going to say we could just have them cancel out on someone.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
No problem.
We're not just
Yeah, that
stacking a
works.
shitload of stuff onto Amy.
So yes, I'm inventing a new. I'm inventing a new form of bureaucracy.
As your embassy has been flying through, you've sorted all your paperwork and it's all been great. And then you hear about this problem with the embassy, and every single one of your politicians has an excellent idea of how to solve it peacefully and diplomatically before Thunderdomus can do it. And each one demands to be heard.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, you manage to get one thing through, and that's how I'm going to do that. Yeah, okie dokie. So, that's all those rolls done, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah, raiding party was done. No one will roll that. Yeah, that's all done. First one
So
done.
we got a vague idea of how this damn thing works.
Yes.
I think it's time for a break.
Sure. I will happily take that break, and we'll come back to do more bullshit.